Gopijanavalabha Girivaradhari Gopijanavalabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Brajajanaranjana Yashodanandana Brajajanaranjana Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijanavalabha Girivaradhari Gopijanavalabha Girivaradhari Yashodhanandana Brajajanaranjana Yashodanandana Brajajanaranjana Yashodanandana Brajajanaranjana Yashodanandana Brajajanaranjana Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijanavalabha Girivaradhari Gopijanavalabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Gaur Premanande Hari Vishnupad Paramhamsa Privrajacharya Ashtottara Srimad A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Sarva Shastra Dipiyusha Sarva Vedaika Sadvala Sarva Siddhantaratnadya Sarva Lokaika Drikprada Sarva Bhagavata Prana Srimad Bhagavata Prabhu Khalidvanto Ditaditya Shri Krishna Parivartita Paramananda Pathaya Prema Varshak Sharayate Sarvada Sarvasevyaya Shri Krishna Namostume Madhekas Bandho Mad Sangin Mad Guru Mad Mahādana Manishtaraka Mad Bhagya Madananda Namostume Namostute Asadu Sadhu Tadain Atinicho Chatakara Hanamuncha Kadachin Mam Premna Hritkanta Yospura Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So we'll be reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 17, entitled Punishment and Reward of Kali, text 42. Vṛṣasya naṣṭāṁs trīn pādān. Vṛṣasya naṣṭāṁs trīn pādān. Tapaḥ śaucaṁ dayāmiti. Tapaḥ śaucaṁ dayāmiti. Pratisandadha āśvāsya. Pratisandadha āśvāsya. Mahīm samavardhayat. Mahīm samavardhayat. Vṛṣasya naṣṭāṁs trīn pādān. Tapaḥ śaucaṁ dayāmiti. Pratisandadha āśvāsya. Mahīm samavardhayat. Ladies, vṛṣasya naṣṭāṁs trīn pādān. Tapaḥ śaucaṁ dayāmiti. Pratisandadha āśvāsya. Mahīm samavardhayat. Vṛṣasya naṣṭāṁs trīn pādān. Tapaḥ śaucaṁ dayāmiti. Pratisandadha āśvāsya. Mahīm samavardhayat. Vṛṣasya, of the bull, the personality of religion. Naṣṭān, lost. Trīn, three. Pādān, legs. Tapaḥ, austerity. Śaucaṁ, cleanliness. Dayām, mercy. Iti, thus. Pratisandadhe, reestablished. āśvāsya, by encouraging activities. Mahīm, the earth. Cha, and. Samavardhayat, perfectly improved. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Thereafter, the king reestablished the lost legs of the personality of religion, the bull, and by encouraging activities, he sufficiently improved the condition of the earth. By purport, by designating particular places for the personality of Kali, Mahārāja Parīkṣit practically cheated Kali. In the presence of Kali, Dharma in the shape of a bull and the earth in the shape of a cow, he could actually estimate the general condition of his kingdom, and therefore he at once took proper steps to reestablish the legs of the bull, namely austerity, cleanliness, and mercy. And for the general benefit of the people of the world, he saw that the gold stock might be employed for stabilization. Gold is certainly a generator of falsity, intoxication, prostitution, enmity, and violence, but under the guidance of a proper king or public leader, or a brahmana or sannyasi, the same gold can be properly utilized to reestablish the lost legs of the bull, the personality of religion. Mahārāja Parīkṣit, therefore, like his grandfather Arjuna, collected all illicit gold kept for the propensities of Kali and employed it in the Sankirtana Yajna, as per instruction of the Srimad Bhagavatam. As we have suggested before, one's accumulated wealth may be divided into 3 parts for distribution, namely 50% for the service of the Lord, 25% for the family members, and 25% for personal necessities. Spending 50% for the service of the Lord or for propagation of spiritual knowledge in society by way of the Sankirtana Yajna is the maximum display of human mercy. People of the world are generally in darkness regarding spiritual knowledge, especially in regard to the devotional service of the Lord, and therefore to propagate the systematic transcendental knowledge of devotional service is the greatest mercy that one can show in this world. Then everyone is taught to sacrifice, when everyone is taught to sacrifice 50% of his accumulated gold for the Lord's service, certainly austerity, cleanliness, and mercy automatically ensue, and thus the lost 3 legs of the personality of religion are automatically established. When there is sufficient austerity, cleanliness, mercy, and truthfulness, naturally Mother Earth is completely satisfied, and there is very little chance for Kali to infiltrate the structure of human society. Om Ajnānatimirandhasya Gnanjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnu Pādāya Krishna Prasthāya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namine. Namo Vishnu Pādāya Krishna Prasthāya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshtarine. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubheva cha patitanam bhavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. So Parīkṣit Mahārāja is very clever. He satisfied the personality of Kali, and also he made sure that his influence is not spread all over his kingdom, which was the whole world at that time. As Prabhupada says here, he actually cheated Kali. First of all, in the text 38, we hear of the 4 places where Kali could reside. Abhyartitas tadatasmai stanani kalaye dadau dyutam panam striyasunam yatra dharmas chaturvidaha. So wherever this 4-fold adharma, which is duta, gambling, falsehood in general. Then dutapana, intoxication, striya, illicit connection, sexual connections, and suna, that means slaughter. Actually, it means slaughter of animals. So wherever those places are, Kali can reside. But Parīkṣit Maharaj is such a good king, so dharmic, he made sure that there's no such places anywhere. So, and then Kali knew that, so he wanted more. And then he asked again in the next verse, 39, we hear that now he gave being requested by Kali, he gave jata rupam, the gold, wherever there's gold, there Kali can reside. Why? Because there, certainly, anrita, mada, kama, rajavairam, these 5 things, which is translated as falsity, intoxication, lust, envy, and enmity. Envy and enmity is this rajavairam. Vairam. They can stay there. So that seemed fine, that seemed better, but again, Parīkṣit Maharaj made sure that gold is not, gold or wealth in general is not used in such a way that the influence, a dharmic influence of gold can have its influence. So when gold is really one thing we can notice that's pointed out by Jiva Goswami, it's the same thing. These 4 places where the Kali was allowed to reside, and gold and the effects of gold, they produce the same. They match. You say anrita, falsehood, that is duta, is actually correlating to that. Mada correlates to pana, intoxication. Kama, that's striya, lust. And then rajamulam himsam, that it's himsa, it's injury, that is correlates to slaughter. Himsa, or like envious attitude, but the topmost display of envy is to kill someone. And then one is added, vaira, enmity. So there's one extra, but it's in the same kind of line. So in Prabhupada, right, and so the gold or wealth has such effect only if it's not used for dharma. Dharma artham vina. If there's no, but if gold is employed in dharma, or Prabhupada says sankirtan yagya, then the effect, the bad effect of gold is gone. It doesn't exist. So Kali, at exactly that time, he wasn't successful to really exhibit, or that his influence would be noticeable. It wasn't, because Parīkṣit Maharaj made sure that that wasn't possible. Prabhupada says that he says, we just read, Parīkṣit Mahārāja, therefore, like his grandfather Arjuna, collected all illicit gold kept for the propensities of Kali and employed it in the Sankirtan Yagya as per instruction of the Srimad Bhagavatam. So when he refers to grandfather Arjuna collected all the gold, I suppose that means that when Arjuna was sent to collect wealth for the Ashwamedha Yagya, for his elder brother Yudhishthir Maharaj. So, and he found the gold, which was just lying somewhere, that was left behind by king of yore, King Marut. Just left it there. This was used for Yagya before, but they had enough gold, they didn't care much. So fine, gold is there. So it was again employed by Arjuna, collected that and employed it in that Yagya, Yudhishthir, Ashwamedha Yagya. And Mahārāja Parīkṣit, we don't know exactly. I mean, we know exactly. Prabhupada is saying it was used in the Sankirtan Yagya. So Parīkṣit Mahārāja already used that in that way. So he could do it because he is the king. The kings can do such things. They're supposed to do. They're supposed to use wealth for Dharma. Jiva Goswami, he comments that Parīkṣit Mahārāja was able to do that. He was able to reestablish the lost legs of the bull, Dharma, by his strength of Bhagavad Bhakti. He was a great devotee of the Lord, so he could do it because he had strength of Krishna Bhakti, Bhagavad Bhakti. And one small thing we can see here, tapaḥ daya is reestablished. Why Satya is not reestablished? Because it wasn't broken yet. So, but the point is all the four principles of Dharma, they were very much existent in the time of Parīkṣit Mahārāja. So, Prabhupada is suggesting here, as he says, as we have suggested before, it's before in this chapter, in one of the purports, that the one's accumulated wealth may be divided into three parts for distribution: 50% for the service of the Lord, 25% for the family members, and 25% for personal necessities. So it's well known where Prabhupada got these numbers from. It's from the example of Srila Rupa Goswami when he retired from his service and went to Vrindavan. So Rupa Goswami was a very wealthy person. It's described that he had, it was one boat of gold, golden coins. Just imagine how much gold is worth today. People are buying it in grams, 10 grams, 100 grams, 200 grams. 1 kilo is a lot already. But to have one boat, and I suppose it wasn't a small boat also, that's quite something. And so 50% he gave to Brahmanas and Vaishnavas straight away. 25 for the family members, and 25 for emergency, necessity. Who knows what happens? And those 25% were used for Sanatana Goswami. That was the emergency, because Sanatana Goswami also wanted to resign from his service, but the Nawab wasn't willing to do so. I mean, wasn't willing to let him go. Already Rupa Goswami left. That was enough of a blow for him, because they were so expert in what they were doing. And Sanatana Goswami was just put in the prison and to bribe the wards, so that money was used. Rupa Goswami arranged it so that Sanatana Goswami could use it, could offer it to the ward. And 50% also we hear of Kolavicha Sridhar, that he also used 50% of his, if we say wealth, it's a little funny, of his, whatever he had, income, he used for the worship of Ganga Devi. But he really didn't have much. He was selling bananas and lao. So selling bananas and lao, I don't know, maybe nowadays you can get rich, but at that time it wasn't so easy, because everybody had some land, almost everyone. So lao and banana, that's the first thing you have, is just plant some banana, some lao, that grows easily. So some people still need it, so he was able to sell something. Mahaprabhu was his customer. So but Mahaprabhu was playing with him more or less. So he gave also 50%. Was very strict with that. So he was poor, so to say. In another purport in Srimad Bhagavatam, Prabhupada says that in this connection, that Kshatriyas and Vaishyas are supposed to earn their money and accumulate great riches. So, to put it in a perspective, and sometimes they do it. Acting sinfully. So. We hear of, and then we learn from Srila Prabhupada, actually, in the purport, one of the purports to Bhagavad Gita, that Vaishyas, actually they almost have to lie. They don't have to, but if they want to be good in what they're doing, they have to lie. You can be an honest Vaishya, but you earn less. And actually that's recommended for Vaishnavas. Because no matter what you say that I have to do it, still it's sinful. It is sinful. It doesn't go away, even if you are earning your livelihood by doing that. So Prabhupada says, Kshatriyas and Vaishyas are therefore especially advised to give in charity at least 50%. Now it's not 50, it's at least 50 of their accumulated wealth. That is, this is in the purport of 4.12.10. This is in connection to Dhruva Maharaj. He also was performing many yagyas for the Lord, to set a good example. He was already perfected, he was a pure devotee, but to set a good example. So he was spending his wealth for yagyas. So we are enjoined, or especially Kshatriyas and Vaishyas, to spend at least 50% for the Lord, to give. Actually, how much belongs to the Lord? Actually, everything belongs to the Lord. Nothing belongs to us. We came with nothing, and we'll go with nothing. Exactly, nothing. not even body. So actually everything belongs to the Lord. āśvāsya midam sarvam yat kincha jagatyam jagat tena tyaktena bhunjita magrida kasya svidhanam. So we get our allotted portion. It's allotted. And for the time being, should be enough that we can live. We have to eat, we have to have something, some shelter. In Hindi, roti kapra makan, that's what it's needed. Roti, something to eat, kapra, some clothes, makan, some building, something, some shelter. These are the basic needs. So we should cover that with what we have. But if we analyze wealth a little bit more, what brings wealth, or what comes with wealth, or what is wealth symbol of? Kunti Maharani, she said that Janma Aishwarya Shruta Shri Bhir Edamana Madah Puman, that good birth, Aishwarya, riches, wealth, Shruta, learning, and Shri, beauty, they increase the mada, the craziness of a person, of one becomes intoxicated because what these things bring, it brings some kind of sense of I'm doing well, I can control things. Because so now we are concentrating on wealth. If you have wealth, you can do things. So I'll do this, and I'll do this. So you can say, I'll build a temple here. How will you build it? Manasa, something in the mind. No, bring money and it's done. So, and many other things also. I'll go there, I'll go there, I'll do this. Everything it's possible by the power of wealth. So, that's noticed by others also. So we get recognized as someone. In the Bhagavatam, when the symptoms of Kali Yuga are described, wealth is described as vittam eva kalaunrenam janmachara gunodayah. That means that vittam, which means wealth, is in Kali Yuga, is the sign of good birth, achar, good behavior. So good qualities are ascribed to someone who is rich. If a rich person comes, it's VIP, right? Very nice reception, and then he says not something. It's gives you this sense of it's good to have wealth. It's very good because you can do something with it. And but on the other side, you see what Kunti Maharani, her analysis. What is she saying? That Naiva arhatya bidhatum vai tvam akinchana gocharam. But those who have all these things, who have good karma, wealth, beauty, learning, good birth, they cannot call you with a sincere feeling. They can call you, but it's not as sincere as someone who is a kinchana gochara. Someone who has nothing. Really, what do you have? What do you have to lean on? It's just Krishna. But actually that is so for everyone. It's not that rich men really have so much. They have, but it's temporary and it's unsubstantial because it will all be gone with the moment of death. That's why materialistic people, or let's say normal people, are so much afraid of death. Everything you lose at that time, just everything. Nothing goes with you, and it's known, and they know it. People are so much afraid. But akinchana gochara, someone who has nothing but has Krishna, who sincerely calls Krishna, what does he have to lose? Nothing, just to gain, right? Hopefully we will go up to Krishna. Krishna will take me. I can join. Maybe if Hari Guru Vaishnavas, they are merciful to me, I may attain Krishna's service in the next life. That would be so nice. So, yes, that's a lofty understanding, right? They say it's lofty, it's unpractical. This is practical. It is practical. Because it's not just, this, so say, realistic living. You have to have money and you have to be successful. This is what's going on. This is projected upon us. We, as devotees, should have faith in Shastra, should have faith in Vaishnavas, in Guru, Sadhu, Shastra, and see the reality is different. This is just a illusory reality. It's temporary. It's just one layer of reality. But that will be soon gone. And it changes all the time also. One example of a devotee who used really everything for Krishna, just here's a grihastha. It's a disciple. Okay, there are so many, of course, there are so many, but one prominent example is example of Professor Nishikanta Sanyal. He was a disciple of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. His initiate name was Narayan Das, and the title was Bhakti Sudhakar Prabhu. He's very learned. He was a professor. Even materially, he was learned. He was a professor of history in Cuttack, let's say, Ravenshaw College in Cuttack. It was a very prestigious position. And he got a pay of 800 rupees at that time, per month. So I tried my luck on the internet. I tried to convert it in today's rupees. And it comes, hopefully this is right, but comes 1.3 lakhs. Makes sense. Okay, it's good pay, right? And he gave everything. He gave 800 rupees to Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He was a married man. Married means with wife and children. But how can a grihastha live without anything if he gives everything? So Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur made an arrangement, and he gave back 200 rupees to the wife. So 200 rupees still comes, at that time, comes to today's around 30,000 rupees. So yeah, okay, they could live, they could pay their bills, and so. And one time, Narayan Das, Bhakti Sudhakar Prabhu, he went for collection, and he asked Janakinath Bose, and that's the father of Subhash Chandra Bose, very well known person. Janakinath Bose also known. So he asked him for a monthly donation, and Janakinath Bose, he said, all right, so I'll give, whatever you give, I'll give double. He thought, how much he'll give, I'll give much more. Janakinath Bose was a lawyer also. He was earning very well. And he was surprised. He said, okay, I'm giving 600 rupees. So this came as a surprise. So monthly he had to give, 2 lakhs or something. So anyway, he used everything for Krishna. Everything. This is a recent example, 100 years ago or so. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave one warning also. There's an example of Vasudevadatta Prabhu. When devotees from West Bengal were taking their leave from Mahaprabhu after Chaturmasya and all the festivals were there, Rathayatra, Janmashtami and so on. So he gave instructions to different devotees and he called Shivananda Sen. Shivananda Sen was a manager, right? He was managing this Bengal devotees who were visiting Rathayatra or Puri for 4 months. So he was a capable manager, so to say, in short. So he told him, say, take care of Vasudevadatta very nicely. Vasudevadatta is very liberal. Every day, whatever income he receives, he spends. He doesn't keep any balance. Vasudevadatta was a pure devotee. He didn't spend it frivolously. We would suppose he was giving it. He gave for that festival, for that devotee. You know, there's always some need, you know. You can just be here and you can give everything, isn't it? There's been so many purposes to, and they're all good purposes for the TOVP, for that festival, for the garlands, it's needed for Krishna. So, but Mahaprabhu says, being a householder, Vasudevadatta needs to save some money. Something he should save. So because he is not doing so, it is very difficult for him to maintain his family. So Mahaprabhu, he said, yes, give everything to Krishna. Everything means everything. Mind, thought, you know, also money. But, you know, there's a specific situation. Grihasthas have to have some money also on their own. So he says, please take care of Vasudevadatta's family affairs, become his manager and make the proper adjustments. So that was the instruction of Mahaprabhu for Vasudevadatta, who wasn't such a capable grihastha in a sense that he would take care of his money. But he had to, because he had family. If one is alone, yes, no problem. Brahmacharis have no money. They don't need so. Everything is for Krishna. And but you know, grihasthas, they have to take care of themselves. So some money is needed. So there's many more things that we could say. There's one article of Rohini Nandan Prabhu in 99, from 99 BTG. He is saying that he was always puzzled, what means 50% of income? And then, anyway, I'll just tell you the conclusion. He says that he uses also this purport where it says accumulated wealth. That means, he says it's pretty clear that 50% of one's accumulated wealth refers to one's wealth after essential expenses. You know, so after essential expenses. So if one gets 10,000, hardly met his ends meet, it wouldn't be wouldn't make sense to say no, 5,000 you have to give, and then what then? You know, things money is lacking. You cannot pay the bills. You know this. So no, obviously, you should first pay the essential expenses. And his comments, when Rupa Goswami made his contributions, he didn't include the expenses he had before he took sannyas. So, so yes, in one sense, we should give everything. And if we do not give, that wealth will burden us. It will. But we have to also be practical. So should have, just like Rupa Goswami says, something for emergency. But basically, everything belongs to Krishna. Everything belongs to Krishna. Sarvarthe akhila cheshtaha. So all our endeavors are for Krishna. Nothing is for us as separate from Krishna. No, everything is in relation to Krishna. So we'll stop here and ask for comments or questions. Maybe we wait for the mic.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
When we come to the practical applicability of what we learned today, there are junctures in our life, say, when we have to choose between two. One, suppose say, I'm giving a practical example. We have a program in the temple, we have to do certain sevas. But at the same time, we have certain worldly affairs which we do. Maybe we can earn some bucks. And we can, so in this situation, which one should we go for? Should we go for the seva, or should we earn and give the 50% or whatever we earn for the seva?
I guess there's no formula. You have to know exactly what's the situation, right? For, let's say, now you're speaking about a 60 years old person. He's still thinking he has to earn so much, and he's supposed. It's different now. He's not like 25 years old, just now getting married, trying to accumulate some money, some wealth that that his family can stay, and he should focus on service, like direct service to Krishna. If earning money is all that we can do, okay, earn money. But that's not Shravanam, that's not Kirtanam. This, it's not direct service. It doesn't have the same purifying effect as Shravan and Kirtan, Vishnu, Smaranam, and so on. So these are direct angas of devotional service, and as much as possible we should engage in them. So we can but we can do really, like we are doing whatever job or our business, and we are determined we'll give 50% for Krishna. Very nice, very good, it's commendable, very nice. But unless we do our chanting of Hare Krishna, hearing of the Bhagavata, associating with devotees, we will lose focus. We will lose that, I'm giving 50% for Krishna. Because after some time, if we just associate with materialistic people being very busy in earning money, because if you want to earn money, I guess you have to mingle with materialistic people, because there's money, right? Money is there. If you, Prabhupada says simply, if you want to be a how would you say, businessman, you have to associate with businessman. That's just simple. You cannot expect to be a businessman, you'll associate with sadhus. You can be, but maybe they will not be able to advise you exactly on where to invest. They'll say you chant Hare Krishna, something like that I'm doing. So I'm not giving any good advice how to make money. Materialistic experts, they'll do that. They'll be your management gurus and whatnot. Sometimes they will try to be even a little bit spiritual to attract devotees also. In India, they're not just Hare Krishna devotees, the devotees, I mean, people are in general at least inclined towards spirituality. So they want to hear some Gita, something, along with how you be successful, how to get money. So that's like a attractive blend, right? Now, I'm not just materialistic, it's not separate from Krishna, but it's all the same kind of, there. But it can be a trap. Can be a trap. Still you are in a materialistic consciousness. So yeah, depends on the situation. Sometimes don't go for service. You have to do your material duties well and nice. Otherwise you'll be irresponsible, right? But that shouldn't be the sum and substance of our life. I have to be just proper. Have to do my duties properly, and that's my service. No, where's it? Take time. 16 rounds, quality rounds. Do you have time to listen from Srimad Bhagavatam? Can you hear Bhagavatam? Do some practical service, immensely purifying. Not just I earn so much, so I give 50% of whatever I give. If I have 100 crores on my account, so I give 50%, 50 crores. It's quite something. And I can be so smart, I can give a little bit here, 1 crore, 1 crore there. So everywhere I'll be very much respected. Everywhere I'll come with honors. And right? Get garlands, be praised, so nice. That's fine. I mean, it's one level of devotional service, but the real devotional service begins when we understand that it was our great fortune that we could contribute something, and that we want to give our mind, words, actions, everything to the Lord. So it's not black and white, but direction is clear. We should become Krishna conscious. We cannot buy our ticket to Godhead. Of course, it's said in Puranas, you contribute for the temple, then there's such descriptions, your accommodation, how to say, your house in the spiritual world is there. Yes, it's there, but how you will not buy it. You cannot buy it. You have to give your heart, you have to give yourself fully. Because by this punya which we are getting, by giving money, wealth to Krishna, we'll also get affinity to hear about Krishna. Not just about ourselves. I'm so great, I give 1 lakh. 1 crore. It's great, and we will, and it's tricky because devotees will praise you. Sometimes they will not be able to say, actually, what about your chanting? Because we want that person to continue giving, right? Very nice, very so nice. It is nice, but there's levels beyond that. There are levels beyond that. So it's 9 o'clock and we will finish, unless there's one quick question. Maybe there's 1 minute. Yes, Prabhu.
Prabhuji, we were speaking about jobs, money, and then I was thinking that for jobs, for living Krishna conscious life, we must have pure devotees. Like Pandavas came, and then the people came, and the society formed. So in the same way, if there are pure devotees, then people will come because they are good leaders. Just like Pandavas, they were good kings. And then a society was formed. If that is not the situation, if the leaders are not so, then by and by everything, nobody will stay and everything will be like, things will be in chaos.
Right.
So could you speak something on this?
Well, you said it, everything. If the leaders are not good, then the general populace will not be good because they're not led in a proper way. But if you have Parīkṣit Mahārāja, so what did he do? 50%, I guess, but he used money. He was encouraging Sankirtan Yagya with the wealth that he got from the citizens. That means taxes. So Yes. So everyone's tax or some portion of that was used for Krishna, for Sankirtan Yagya, for Yagya. That's Varnashrama. So that's how everyone can be engaged, even unknowingly. But then kings like this, they will encourage. Like Prabhupada, he is giving the suggestions that the public servants, means how you call bureaucrats, they have to engage in Hare Krishna, in fasting, yeah, so many things. So that's the influence of a good leader. Now leaders, Hare Krishna. So therefore we're doing our preaching work, trying to influence general masses of people and the leaders also. So that's our duty, and help the general populace of people like that.
Yes, one advice, I'm helped mostly by one pure devotee still, even if he's not there in his present body. Gaur Govinda Swami, we get to know so much about Krishna and the philosophy from him so well.
Take the shelter of his lotus feet, take the shelter of his instructions.
So it's still making me go to the temple and associate.
Yes. A pure devotee will encourage you to go to the temple, to associate with devotees, to do all the angas of devotional service. So in this way we will be benefited. Okay, Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol.